I'm Mark Cranfield, 52, a legal insurance risk assessor in southwest UK. There are multiple extinction-level events converging on humanity, but climate change is the event that makes societal collapse inevitable. The reality of climate change is worse than most people realize. 400 parts per million equals 3 degrees Celsius plus. James Hansen, 2008 said, "Human-made climate change is delayed by ocean and ice sheet response times. Warming in the pipeline, mostly attributable to slow feedbacks, is now about 2 degrees. No additional forcing is required to raise global temperature to at least the level of the Pliocene." James Hansen, 2018 said, "The results confirm the tight control of CO2 on global temperature. This figure implies that the eventual warming for 407 parts per million CO2 will be about 3.5 degrees Celsius. We can quickly research online that 400 parts per million of atmospheric CO2 results in a Pliocene-like global temperature of 3 to 4 degrees. This is where the Earth is headed, and beyond, as a certainty of physics. Temperature stabilization below 1.5 or 2 degrees is a cruel fantasy. The purpose of the IPCC, a governmental agency controlled by fossil fuel interests, is to keep the public unaware of the truth so that societies can continue to function as normal. There are no real-world carbon budgets or scenarios which enable humanity to burn more fossil fuels with a percentage chance of staying below 1.5, or 2 or even 3 degrees. In the real world, humanity is in 1 trillion ton of CO2 debt. Decarbonization accelerates warming. James Hansen, 2011. Global warming has been limited, as aerosol cooling partially offsets greenhouse gas warming. But aerosols remain airborne only several days, so they must be pumped into the air faster and faster to keep pace with increasing long-lived GHGs. However, concern about health effects of particulate air pollution is likely to lead to eventual reduction of human-made aerosols. Thereupon the Faustian payment will come due. Hansen calculates that the global cooling effect of aerosols is -1.6 watts per square meter. This equates to 1.2 degrees Celsius of cooling, which means that particulate air pollution, mostly from coal burning, is protecting humanity from half of global warming. Earth's real climate sensitivity is very high. James Hansen, 2008 said, "The implication is that global climate sensitivity of 3 degrees for doubled CO2, although valid for the idealized Charney definition of climate sensitivity, is a considerable understatement of expected equilibrium global warming in response to imposed doubled CO2. Additional warming, due to slow climate feedbacks including loss of ice and spread of flora over the vast high-latitude land area in the Northern Hemisphere, approximately doubles equilibrium climate sensitivity. So while the IPCC models have been using 3 degrees, fast feedbacks only, for climate sensitivity, the Earth's true sensitivity is 6 degrees, meaning that climate change will happen twice as fast. Loss of Arctic sea ice will add warming equivalent to 1 trillion ton of CO2. V. Ramanathan, 2018 reported, "Losing the reflective power of Arctic sea ice will lead to warming equivalent to 1 trillion tons of CO2 and advance the 2-degree threshold by 25 years. A 0.2 degree surge in warming since 2015 is impacting global food production." University of Minnesota, July 2019. Our study showed that climate change is reducing consumable food calories by around 1% yearly for the top 10 global crops. This may sound small, but it represents some 35 trillion calories each year. That's enough to provide more than 50 million people with a daily diet of over 1,800 calories. The Arctic system appeared to suffer a collapse in 2020, evidenced by the impossible Siberian heatwave that lasted almost a year. This is our shared reality, there's no escaping it. But it takes genuine courage to confront it or even acknowledge it. We now need to protect ourselves and our children from escalating environmental impacts. Written by Mark Cranfield. Find him on Twitter